In this video, we're going to show you how to easily disconnect AC lines without special tools. Let's get to it. If you have AC lines with spring lock connectors like we do, you'll normally need a specialized tool to remove them. But we have an easy solution for when you don't have these tools, and all you need is a spray can cap or a sturdy, flexible piece of plastic. Let's first go over how a spring lock connector works. The female side of the connector has a small lifted edge, and the male side has this wider section called a cage, with a locking spring inside. When you connect the two parts together, the spring slides over the lifted edge on the female side and prevents it from sliding out again. To disconnect it, you need to push the spring outward. To do this, you need to have a specialized tool, unless you watch this video, of course. To quickly create this tool yourself, all you need is a sturdy but flexible piece of plastic like a spray can cap. There's two ways you can do this. If you have a standard hollow cap, you just cut the center piece out so you're left with the flat side, which you use to open the spring lock connector. But if you have a cap with a sturdy center piece like this, you can choose to create an even better tool by removing the small center section and the outer section. This way you're left with the inside piece that sticks out and slides under the spring lock connector, and you can easily put force on it thanks to these flat pieces here. Then cut the indicated areas away and cut it open across so you have a long piece of flexible plastic. Now you want to measure the correct length by rolling the plastic around the AC line and marking where it starts to overlap. Then cut that piece off and you have the correct length. We're going to do the same for the other version of the tool. Cut the center part out and remove the sides so you're left with something that looks like this. Cut it open and measure the circumference of the AC line so you can cut it to size. We're using the other tool we made as a reference, but you can also use a piece of string or a measuring tape to get the correct measurements of the AC line circumference. Now, as you can see, the solid collar prevents the tool from bending. What you want to do is cut the collar in 2 or 3 places so it can bend around the AC line. As you can see, this gives a perfect area for your fingers to put pressure on, making it easier to open the spring lock connector. If you have a flat piece of plastic like this, you can also create a collar like that by cutting the plastic 1/3 through on 3 to 4 spots and using a lighter to soften and bend the plastic in shape. And now you also have a collar to easily hook your fingers behind and slide the tool in the spring lock connector. Now we have 3 DIY solutions to disconnect AC lines. Let's show you how easy they work. Let's start with the cheap set we bought online. Normally you take the right size, slide it around and under, and disconnect the AC line. However, for some reason, this cheap set is too thick and does not slide under the cage to push the spring lock up, so it doesn't work. If we didn't know our DIY trick, we would be stuck now or have to buy a different set. Now let's try our DIY solution. As you can see, it's a lot thinner, so it should slide in there, no problem. When you use a flat piece of plastic like this without the bent collar, it can be a bit tricky to fold it around and push it in, but it works perfectly once you get it in position. Now let's try the other version we made. It wraps around the AC line a lot easier, and the collar makes pushing it in effortless. And now you know how to disconnect AC lines without special tools. That's all there is to it. If this video was helpful, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber yet, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our new videos. We've got a lot of new stuff coming up, so stay tuned.